Hi friends, welcome to Air to Earth Tarot. I'm Ange and we are reading for Gemini today. So hello, all my Geminis out there. We're reading for the month of December 2020. If you have not watched my 6 or so minute video on just reading a little bit differently and being more inclusive with the way that I read, please make sure you check that out because it'll explain kind of my line of thinking where that's concerned. But I just want to obviously give you a heads up, just in terms of there being a lot more questions and less statements. All right, what do we have for Gemini? So we're going to pull 2 cards for love, 2 cards for career, and 2 cards for personal development. We will clarify, and then pull an animal oracle card for advice. Again, this is for the month of December 2020. Any information on Air to Earth, our podcast, myself, things going on with the brand, you can check out our Instagram. That information will be in the description box below, as well as any information on decks that I'm using will also be in the description box below, so you can check that out. Alrighty, what do we have for Gemini for December 2020? Ten of Cups. Ten of Cups and the Nine of Swords in reverse. What about career? 3 of Cups. Come on out. Come on out. What do we have for What do we have for Gemini for December? Thank you. 4 of Swords. And what do we have for Gemini in personal development for December 2020? Hermit and the Magician in reverse. Okay. So, in love, Gemini, we have the 10 of Cups and the 9 of Swords in reverse. I'll show you one at a time. The 10 of Cups, I mean, look at this card, right? So it's hard not to feel just a sense of happiness and fulfillment, but also wonder, like what exactly is going on in the imagery here. So the 10 of Cups, it can be about a journey, you know, finding joy in the journey, you know, finding things to celebrate, you know, along a path, you know, happiness, yes, togetherness, community, yeah, feeling full, fulfillment, I think, is mainly, but again, fullness in the journey, you know. Also, it could be just reaping what you sow, a good harvest, you know, kind of thing. Like, they all have their cups open, like, you know, it's time to, you know, I don't know, fill our cups kind of thing. So, also getting like a community celebration kind of feel, church even. Church meaning loosely, church meaning coming together to think about how we can all be better people. I would like to think of church as a place where that happens. So that's what I'm getting there. And then we have the 9 of Swords. It did come out in reverse, which Gemini, I would ask you to think about what or who gives you these feelings. You know, who makes you feel like your cup is full and that you fill their cup. At ease. The Nine of Swords can be about anxiety and kind of racing thoughts, and the opposite of being calm, being troubled. So in reverse, I'm just wondering, Gemini, who or what makes you feel this way? Is it being alone? Is it working? Is it being with a loved one? Is it being with family in general? Is it watching a certain show? Is it, you know, it could be literally anything, but it's worth thinking about, I would say. And it's also worth trying to create as best you can, regardless of what circumstances may surround you. So I would challenge you in that way to think about that, Gemini, and we'll go deeper when we clarify. But chubby kid. Oh man. So yeah. But the Ten of Cups is just the kind of happiness that makes you feel full and whole, at peace. Okay, so what does that for you, Gemini? In career, we have the Three of Cups and the Four of Swords. So the Three of Cups. So if you are fortunate enough to have a steady way of making money, which even may be growing, which there are some fields right now of work that are growing, even in the midst of the craziness. If you are fortunate enough to be in a field like that, or if you have managed to create a side hustle or really grow a side hustle or your own business this year, then first of all, congratulations and kudos to you, because that's dope. And you are fortunate to be able to have done that. So that's first of all. But second, I would challenge you to think about who helped you along the way. What made that possible? You know. So if it is your career and your career continues to thrive, why is that? Reflect on that. So an example would be my sister. My sister's a nurse. The demand for her job has soared, obviously, because hospitals are stretched really thin with all the corona cases that they have. So that would be an example of a field that has grown, that continues to thrive, and the demand for people in that line of work has increased this year. So if that's your situation, Gemini, then reflect on that. And when I say reflect on it, I mean really sit down and think about that and appreciate it, or it really depends on how you feel about work and how your work makes you feel and all of that. So I can't say, but it is worth reflecting on and like celebrating, whether you hate your job or not. If you have one this year, I would say it calls for some sort of gratitude and, reflection. If it's a side hustle, awesome. Like I said, pat yourself on the back because that's amazing. Reflect on who helped you get there. Reflect on maybe celebrating others and how they've helped you stay afloat in difficult times. So reflect on that a little bit. Pause and just realize how amazing what you're doing is. It's coupled with the Four of Swords, which may just speak to December being a time to just kind of pause and, like I said, reflect and rest a little bit. Remember to rest always. That goes for everyone, but right now I'm talking to Gemini, so rest. It's okay. It's okay. A week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, the whole month, you say what's called for, but rest is in order. in order for you to get back out there and continue to be great, right? You have to rest. Personal development, we have the Hermit. Also speaks to a resting period. Also speaks to kind of following your own internal guidance. So Gemini, if there are situations where you feel that people just aren't going to understand or don't understand, but there's something in you that you feel you have to follow, do that. Life is short, they have their own lights to follow, you know what I mean? So try not to put so much pressure on other people to understand so much. It's not so much about understanding. The ones who love you, I guarantee you, the ones who love you will try. And sometimes that's as good as you're going to get, is someone who's at least trying to understand you. So don't worry so much about that. Go out on your own. Go follow your own heart, mind, interests, Allow them to inform you, Gemini. And we have the Magician. It did come out in reverse, which again just tells me that you may have trouble speaking about your interests clearly in a way that people understand and accept right now. And what good idea didn't have a period of time where that was the case, right? So I would just say go for it, Gemini, whether people are behind you or not. And take time to appreciate and note those who follow all your kooky ideas, who may not agree with you, but support you and love you and try to understand you. Take note of those people. So let's clarify, Gemini. Let's clarify cards on the table, please. Spirits, guides, angels, ancestors. Let's clarify the Ten of Cups and the Nine of Swords for Gemini, please. We got the Six of Wands in reverse and the Nine of Cups in reverse. Let's clarify the, okay. Queen of Wands in reverse. Come on. And let's clarify the Hermit and Magician, please. Thank you. Magician in reverse again, and the King of Pentacles. Okay. So, in love, we got the Six of Wands and the Nine of Cups, both in reverse. I'll show them to you upright. So, let's break it apart. The Six of Wands. The Six of Wands can be a card of victory in a lot of different decks traditionally. This particular deck, the imagery speaks more of like a judgment, a position of power, if you see yourself as this figure. Position of power, judging, God is on your side kind of feeling. You could read that as self-righteousness. Or if you're this figure here, and only you know what you're feeling, if you're this figure here, then you feel judged. Then you, this may be feeling like somebody puts you down constantly, etc. So not so much victory, but more of like something's got to give. Everything's going to change from this point on, like a judgment kind of feel. And then we got the Nine of Cups, which, similar to the Ten of Cups, is like feeling emotionally fulfilled, feeling really satisfied. I think it's more tied to the Nine of Cups. content. So Gemini, I would challenge you to ask yourself, what gives you these feelings? Don't be lazy when it comes to identifying exactly what makes you happy and exactly what does not. Like, it is one of the most important things you can do for yourself. This goes for anybody, but I'm talking to Gemini right now. So that's what I would challenge you to do, especially as it pertains to your relationships. Our relationships can make or break us. And I'm talking platonic, romantic, familial, all of that. Like, our relationships can make or break us, just in terms of our happiness. So take the time to reflect on who and what makes you happy and who and what does not. In career, we got the Queen of Wands. She did come out in reverse, clarifying that energy of needing rest, but also taking time to reflect on who kind of helped you get to where you are and who kept you afloat this year, yourself included. So the Queen of Wands is about, taking that time to rest so that eventually you see she has, she's kind of thinking what her next target is going to be. So think of it like that. Like, you need the time to rest so that you can plan out your next move properly and well. And in personal development, we got the Magician again in reverse. Magician again, and the King of Pentacles upright. So I would challenge you to ask yourself, Gemini, how well do you manage all sides of yourself? That's one way to put it. How well do you manage when life calls you to create versus not create, to rest? How well do you listen to your internal feelings? How responsive, there we go. How responsive are you to your internal mechanisms, I guess is the best way I can put it. So I would reflect on that, Gemini. How well do you manage all of that? Because it's easy to get stuck in just automatic mode. So I'm in a really productive mode, so I'm going to stay here, except burnout. So no, you can never stay. It's a constant game of pulling levers and adjustments and all of that. So how good are you at that game, Gemini? Because it's tied to manifesting. It's tied to how you manifest yourself in this world. How well or not so well that you manage that. So let's get some advice for Gemini for December 2020. What advice do we have for Gemini for December 2020? Rattlesnake. The experiences that you are presently going through are an initiation into fulfilling your purpose as a healer. So notice that snake imagery has come up twice. So again, just like a journey, like pay attention to your journey, whether that be journaling, however you decide to do that, but mark what's happening, what happens to you. It matters, even if just to you. So thank you so much, Gemini, for watching today, and I hope December goes as well as it possibly can for you. I will see you next month. Thank you.